It's real. It is real. Man, this is amazing. I could never have dreamt of this ever happening. What you see behind me, so some of you might already know, is the Lamborghini Murciélago, owned by a good friend of mine. It kind of brings back memories to when I was a kid growing up in Tanzania. There were a few quintessential things that I cared about at that age. I was about 12 years old when this came out, but key things were memorizing rap song lyrics so that you can sing them to a girl that you want to impress. Another thing was having posters in your bedroom. One of the posters that I had was Nelly with his little plaster right beside his cheek. Another poster, which I'm not ashamed to say that I had in my bedroom, was R. Kelly. We all loved R. Kelly. But something that also existed in that same bedroom was a poster of this particular car. I thought it was a thing that dreams are made of, but lo and behold, life has had some really good turns. And here we are filming, and we'll be driving the Lamborghini Murciélago. This particular one, again, is owned by a friend of mine. It's a 2003 example. It is a colorway that I have written somewhere, but we will get to talk a lot more about it. And the cool thing that I love about this car personally is the history of how it came to being. The designer, what was happening within the Lamborghini organization around that time. I've driven in it. I haven't driven it myself. I have heard the sound of the V12 that it makes, and it's just glorious. So for those of you who might know, this was the replacement of the Diablo. So Lamborghini always has a V12 model, and in the early 2000s all the way till now, they also had like a baby Lamborghini. The Diablo was the V12 that was replaced by the Murcielago. After the Murcielago ended its production, it was replaced by the Aventador. This car came in at a time when Lamborghini was just acquired by Audi. And when the Audi executives went in and saw what was going to replace the legendary Diablo, they were like, no, the Lamborghini Canto cannot exist because they just deemed it to be too ugly. Somewhere in there, they brought in the designer who goes by the name Luke Donkawalk. This guy was an Audi designer who came into Lamborghini to make sure that the Diablo successor was just as beautiful. What I love about the designer Luke Donkawalk is he was a passionate car person. He embodied what a Lamborghini supercar should be like. What Audi had to do, which was now Lamborghini, they had to hire this young designer to come in, and there was the Lamborghini Diablo GT, there was the Roadster, there was the 6.0 that was released just to stall the production of what ended up being the legendary Murcielago. So this guy poured all his heart and soul into the design and to how it looked. There are some things that even if you look at this front air intake, it was a little bit cleaner the way he designed it, but he was told make the car a little bit more vulgar, and that's kind of what he ended up, just something that was a little bit more aggressive yet beautiful. If you look at some of the lines that you get in here, there's this little crease that goes all the way through here. This was meant to be smoothened out at the end of production, but the reason why they have this is because there is some cooling components somewhere in here that had to be there to make the car function properly and not overheat. He ended up telling them, don't worry about smoothing that out, because it just adds a certain look and feel to it. And what I love about this generation and what makes it special to me is, of course, I grew up when this car came out, but at the same time, it's not overdone design. It's beautiful without too much error. Another thing that you might not know, these cars came out from 2001, that's when they were introduced, all the way to 2010. The years 02 and 03, all the cars produced at that point were manual cars. In 04, they introduced e-gear, which 90% of the people who got the 04 and higher models opted for the e-gear, thinking that it was a big technological advancement. But if you look at things right now, even those people who have the e-gear models, they're going ahead and converting those e-gears into manuals. One other cool thing about this car is this was the last V12 Lamborghini to have a manual gearbox. Everything after that was V12 was not manual. And I think it could have been probably the last Lamborghini to have a manual gearbox, period. This one here being an all-3 model, it does have that beautiful gated manual. I haven't driven it yet, but that is something that I'm really, really excited to get to experience. The just just how mechanical and visceral it would be. Is it going to live up to the hype that I have in my head? I think it will, but there's only one way to find out.
It's like,
so brake, gas,
yeah, so
I can feel, okay, clutch.
it drives like a normal car. Just
handbrake is on this.
Handbrake, you have to pull it back to raise it, and then push the button, and then lower it, and then on.
Oh wow, so light clutch, it's not, in my head I had it built up like it's so much effort to go.
Yeah.
Alright, so clutch, I'm gonna try to find a bite point.
Yeah.
Man. Just let go of the clutch. Holy shit. The axle lift is still up. Just hear that wailing. Oh. Oh. Come on. You can feel the air getting sucked into the intakes.
Yeah.
And I would get in trouble with this car. It's, oh, that resonance. It's asking you to like push me. I'm like, no, I don't trust myself to. I don't want to find out if something goes wrong. The one thing on the back of my mind right now is I don't want to grind the gears. I don't want to grind the gears.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I'm always I'm already thinking about that. Even at low speeds, we are going about 45 miles an hour.
Mm-hmm.
It feels dramatic. It is very easy to drive. You know, to me, this is one of those meet your hero moments when it's like I already have this picture in my mind on how this car would drive like, but being behind the steering wheel right now, it's all that and then some. I am babying it right now. I'm like 2,000 RPM. I think behind all the theater from the way it looks and the mistake it has, is just like any other car. Oh. 3,000, 3,500, 4,000. You don't have to push it that far to feel the excitement. It's, oh, sorry, it's sensory overload. That's what it is driving this car. That engine, that exhaust, that V12, so mechanical. And again, one of the things that makes this car special, at least to me, is, as I said, is the last V12 Lamborghini with a manual. I'm trying not to stall it right now. The people who were there when they were making these cars cared about the experience. You can tell it was absolutely put together by emotional people who were also engineers in the process. It's a 6.2 liter, if you care to know about that. V12, like I've said 1,000 times. And it is fun. That's what you need to know. It was kind of one of the last old school engines that Lamborghini made before you could say it got Audified in the process when they introduced the Aventador. So there is all that rawness that you associate with driving a supercar, which is, this is what exactly it is. Not just that rawness, it also instills a certain level of respect when you're behind the wheel. I feel like a lot of the new cars, you can go so fast, and there's so many driver aid electronics that kind of cocoon you from the experience. So you find even a 16-year-old can drive it, can drive a V12, whatever the new one is, Revolto. But this just that emotional aspect of it makes you want to respect it so much. Oh man. And those gear changes, so visceral. It feels like bullets. Yep, there is that assurance once you get in gear, which says, hey, I'm right here. Now you're good to go. Man, you can't replicate this experience. I don't care how much technology you put behind a car. You have to go back in time to have this kind of experience. Just oh yeah. This is childhood dreams being lived in real life. And oh, give me that displacement. Take away the turbos, take away the electric motors. I don't need those. Everything, the immediacy, you ask for it with your right foot, the car gives it to you with a shove. You don't have to wait for anything. It's not a tiring car to drive, to be honest with you. It's definitely not. There's a certain, just the right amount of waiting where you can drive around with just these fingers right here. You don't have to grab it so hard. But regardless, it demands all of you right now, right here. Having a bad day, thinking about other things, behind this wheel, you're not going to think about anything else. That was a heel and toe. That was perfect. Oh my gosh. Visibility is good. We are going through some of these tight twisties, and there is a certain size that can be intimidating with this car. It's a big car, it's not a small car, but it's not like you feel that it's wobbling. You can control it so well. Oh, these cars are expensive, but I see it now why somebody would spend this amount of money. It's so worth it. There are some experiences that, yes, your wallet is gonna cry, but your heart while driving it is gonna smile. Oh, this is poetry in motion. Go buy a house with this, the amount of money that you can get with this. Yes, that's a sensible thing to do. But guess what? You cannot drive a house on the back roads. You cannot do that. The house does not sound like that, and if it does, get out of the house. But this car sounds so visceral. Oh, you get people who, every time they see this car, it does not just make the driver smile, it makes whoever is viewing the car or hearing the car have the same expression. Fucking smile on your face. Warms your heart. Oh. If you can afford it, blow it on this car. If you can afford it and you love driving, don't park this car and forget about it. Go drive it, even once a month. That's all you need. These are valuable cars. I know why some people will just garage them. But if you can, go ahead and do it. Oh man. That gated manual is glorious. man. Gosh. Oh. I'm sorry. The gear knob feels amazing. I don't mind having to admit that. I'm a straight man, but for a gear knob like this, I'm sorry. And a sound like that, you can call me what you want. But yeah, it's so mechanical. The engine is so old school. The sounds are orgasmic. The throttle is immediate. The car demands attention, both from you being behind the seat and from whoever is getting passed by outside of the car. Just listen to that. It has a 5-speed exhaust system installed in here, so it even brings out much of that crescendo, the theater that you get from that V12 engine. Everything else is pretty stock, other than the fact that this car came with all-wheel drive from the factory, but almost everybody who owns this car will take away the front drive system. Oof, and just keep a rear-wheel drive. If you go for the 2002 and 2003, those will have manual gearbox only. Anything after that, 2004 and higher, that's when you start running into the E-gear. And 90%, as I mentioned earlier, of the 04 to 2010 will be E-gear. So if you find a manual version of that, the prices you're gonna pay are going to be astronomical. I think this is a good spot right here. Just look at that. Man, gosh. I'm living out my childhood dreams right now.
Hell yeah,
I
man.
truly am. I truly am. All right, let's close this video off. Oh man, that was, yeah. What I was scared of is the car would be too hard to drive, or it would be too disappointing compared to what I've built it up in my head to be. Walking up to this shoot, I was a little bit nervous, to be honest with you, because of how much this car costs, and I wasn't sure what to expect. It's my first supercar that I've ever driven, and it hasn't disappointed. From the engine to the 5-speed custom exhaust that's on there, to the just the V12 wailing, to the way the car looks, the way the doors go up, the interior space, the way it cocoons you with all those seats. It's everything I've thought this childhood dream car would be to drive, and then some. And I'm very thankful again to Adrian, who is the cameraman right now she helping me shoot this right now. But I'm very grateful to having friends who are crazy enough to spend this amount of money on a car in this age. But if you can afford it, go ahead and buy it. It is a phenomenal car. Not just the way it looks, the way it drives, the way it makes you feel, the gear engagements. There is nothing that can be replicated right now in the world that exists to this level. That's all I have for you guys. If you like the things that we're doing on this channel, please go ahead and subscribe. It means a lot to me. I'm trying to grow this into being a big community about car enthusiasts who don't just love collecting cars, but also love driving them and showcasing the way it makes them feel. So thank you very much. I appreciate you for subscribing. If you haven't, go ahead and do so. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.